let's be real. We've all been there, right? Watching Batman go head-to-head with Joker, the whole city's on edge, and you just think, come on, just ND this. Why doesn't he just break his one rule? The one that separates him from the villains? Well, today we're diving deep into that question. Why doesn't Batman just kill the Joker?
It's a question that's been debated for decades by fans, by philosophers. To really get into it, we have to go back, a journey through comic book history, psychology, even how different cultures see justice.
Okay, so before we get to Joker, let's rewind a bit. When Batman first showed up back in the 30s, he wasn't exactly opposed to getting his hands dirty, right? It's like he had a change of heart or something.
Oh, totally. The Batman in 1939 would hardly recognize the guy we know now. Back then, comics were just different, grittier heroes played by different rules. He wasn't above using guns, delivering his own justice, even if it meant criminals didn't make it out alive.
Wow. See, I can't even picture that. What changed? It's not like Bruce Wayne just decided to trade in the Batmobile for like a bicycle or something. There had to be something huge that happened.
You're exactly right. There were two big things happening. First, you've got America post-World War II. Everything's changing, conservatism on the rise, family values, this big focus on protecting kids from, bad influences. And that included comics. So a Batman who used guns well, that didn't really fly with parents.
So you're saying these real-world issues actually impacted the fantasy world of comics?
Oh, 100%. And that's where the second thing comes in, the Comics Code Authority, the CCA.
Yeah.
It was like this self-appointed watchdog for the industry, cracking down on violence, language, anything they considered bad. So heroes, they had to clean up their act fast or they wouldn't get published.
So it was like evolve or disappear for Batman.
Exactly. And he really took to it, becoming the dark and brooding but no-kill vigilante we know now. But it wasn't just about the rules, Findrafel. Publishers wanted Batman to appeal to kids, to be a symbol of hope, not revenge. So out with the guns, in with the grappling hooks and batarangs.
It's really interesting how all of that actually made Batman even more popular. But we can't forget about the man behind the mask, right? Bruce Wayne's past is a huge part of why he doesn't kill.
Absolutely. To understand Batman's code, you have to understand his past, seeing his parents murdered as a kid. Think about the trauma, the anger, even the desire for revenge he must have felt.
Most people wouldn't be able to cope. But Bruce Wayne, he chose a different path. He decided to fight crime, but not become a killer himself.
And that's what makes his choice so powerful. He could have easily become consumed by vengeance, a vigilante driven by the same darkness that took his parents. But he makes a conscious choice to fight for justice, not revenge. He refuses to become what he hates.
He could have been a very different kind of Batman.
For sure. He could have easily become a symbol of fear, of rage, out of control. But he chose a different path. He chose to become something more, something inspiring. He became a symbol of hope. He became Batman.
But that kind of drama, it changes you. Makes you wonder if there's ever a time when it's okay to cross that line, like with someone like Joker. He just seems to want to cause pain.
Right. He really pushes that question, doesn't he? The Joker, he's like Batman's ultimate test. Just pure chaos. And every time Joker hurts someone, every laugh, it's like that question gets louder. What if Batman just ended it? Wouldn't that save more lives in the end?
Especially with Arkham Asylum. He escapes all the time. It's like a revolving door for supervillains.
Yeah.
You can see why people would say just end it already.
The old ends justify the means argument. But that's where things get tricky, right? That's the whole point of Batman's struggle. Because if he kills, even Joker, does he become no better than the criminals he fights?
He becomes judge, jury, executioner all in one. And where does it stop? Today it's Joker, then what? Two-Face. Penguin. Corrupt politicians. If he starts deciding who lives and dies, where's the line?
It really makes you think about what Batman stands for, doesn't it? He works outside the law, but he's fighting for a world where the law matters. If he kills, does he become something people are afraid of? Does he lose what makes him different, what makes him Batman?
And wouldn't that be what Joker wants? To break Batman, to make him betray everything he believes in.
It's a scary thought for sure. And it's something you see in the comics a lot. Like Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, Superman actually calls Batman out on the burden of his code, and if it even works in a world that doesn't play fair.
It really makes you think about the pressure on Batman, having to make that choice, knowing that whatever he does impacts everyone in Gotham.
For sure. It's not just about killing, it's about the weight of that power. To choose who lives and who dies. I think Batman's saying by refusing to kill, by drawing that line, he's saying there's always hope, even for someone like Joker.
That's kind of idealistic for a guy who spends his nights punching bad guys.
But that's the thing, isn't it? It's that idealism, that belief that even Joker can be redeemed. That's what makes him different from the villains. It's what keeps him human, even dressed as a bat.
It's kind of funny, though. He's obsessed with justice, but he doesn't seem too worried about the legal system.
See, now that's a whole other deep dive.
Yeah, we could talk about that all day. But let's get back to our main question. What if Batman actually killed Joker? What if he just snapped one day and that was it? Would Gotham be better off, or would it just make things worse?
It's a question a lot of people ask. But think about it. Killing Joker wouldn't magically make Gotham safe. It's not like a video game where you beat the boss and everything's fine.
Right, it's not like everyone in Gotham wins a prize because Joker's gone.
Exactly. And it could even backfire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take Joker out of the picture, someone else is going to try to take his place. Gotham's full of people who want to cause chaos.
So it's like better the devil you know.
Pretty much, Joker's bad, but he's predictable. Batman knows how he thinks, how he operates. If he's gone, things become a lot more unstable.
And that's a lot of pressure on Batman, right? Knowing that if he kills Joker, it might just cause more problems down the line.
Absolutely. And think about what it would do to Batman himself.
Yeah.
Even if he could justify it, even if it saved lives, taking a life changes you.
Yeah.
You know, it would be hard to come back from something like that.
It's like that question all heroes face, right? How far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to sacrifice?
Exactly. And for Batman, that's where he draws the line.
Right.
He believes in stopping the cycle of violence, not continuing it, even if it means dealing with the same problems over and over. He holds on to that hope that even someone as twisted as Joker can be saved.
There's something kind of powerful about that. This idea that even in the darkest places, there's still good.
And that's why Batman's such an important character. He reminds us that even when things are terrible, we have a choice. We can choose revenge or we can choose justice. We can choose fear or we can choose hope.
And that's a powerful message. Well, that's it for this deep dive. We've gone through the history, the psychology. We've even looked at how different cultures see Batman's no-kill rule. It's a complex issue.
We've had some laughs. We've thought about some tough stuff. But most importantly, we've given you a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at the Deep Dive. We don't just give you answers. We give you questions.
Questions that get you thinking, challenge what you thought you knew, and maybe even keep you up at night. So next time you're facing a difficult choice, think about what we talked about.
Ask yourself, what would Batman do?
You might just surprise yourself with the answer you find.